right here at today's, which is more applications of right triangle trig. And we're just going to go through these 5 problems. And then the back is going to be homework. This is classwork on the side. Okay, so we're looking in a rhombus ABCD with side lengths 3. Diagonals AC and BD meet at point E. If the measure of the angles DAB is 46 degrees, find the length of EB. Okay? So, we are going to draw a rhombus, and if you guys remember from rhombuses, and you know, this is algebra 2, not geometry, but they meet at a right angle, the diagonals do. So if the lengths are 3, and if we have A, B, C, D, if it says D, if we say D, B, A, if this is 46 degrees right here, okay, then we have a right triangle where this is 46 degrees and this is 3. And we're trying to find the length of E to B, so it's just this middle part right here. Okay? So we're going to say that this is my X, and that's the opposite. We have the hypotenuse, and that's my angle, so we're going to go sine of 46 equals opposite X over hypotenuse 3. So 3 sine 46 equals X. So we're going to put that in our calculator. 3 sine 46, giving us 2.15 equals X. Okay. Ophelia Payne is walking to her office building, which she knows is 150 feet tall. The angle to the top of the building from her current location is 6 degrees. How much further does she need to walk? Okay, her office building is 150 feet tall. She's walking, so that means she's on the ground, right? So this degree, you should not be on your phones right now. You should be paying attention, and definitely your phone shouldn't be loud enough for me to hear. You should be writing this down right now. This is 6 degrees. Okay? We want to know how much further she has to walk. Is she walking up a hill, or is she just walking straight? So where should X be? Should it be the hypotenuse or the bottom? She's walking. Her building, she's on the bottom, yeah. She's walking. She's not going uphill. She's not trying to get to the top of the building, right? Okay, so this is my adjacent. This is my opposite, so I'm going to use tan, right? Because we remember SOHCAHTOA. O and A means I use tan. So I'm going tan of 6 equals opposite 150 over adjacent X. Remember, I said my trick to cross multiply is just switch those two things. So you get X equals 150 divided by tan of 6. And then I put that in my calculator. 150 over the tan of 6 gives me X equals 1,427.15 feet. Okay, so she needs to walk a lot more feet. At a point 200 feet from a base of a building, the angle of elevation to the bottom of a smokestack is 35 degrees. And the angle of elevation to the top of the smokestack is 53 degrees. Find the height of the smokestack. This is when we get a little bit more difficult because we're going to have two different things and we're going to have to do some subtracting. So first of all, we have a building, and then it has a smokestack at the top of the building. Okay? At a point 200 feet from the base, so I know I'm 200 feet over here, to get to the bottom of the smokestack, it's 35 degrees. So this triangle is 35 degrees. And then I'm saying that this triangle, this is 53 degrees. Okay? And we want to find the height of this smokestack right here. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to find the whole thing. Whose ever music is so loud I can hear it over here, can we please turn it down? Shouldn't be listening to music while I'm teaching anyways. Okay, and then this smaller one, we're going to have y, and once we find it, we're going to have to go x minus y, and that equals my smokestack. Does that make sense? It's a little confusing, where I'm going to have to do it twice. I'm going to have to do two trig things and then subtract it to find it. Because the 53 is going to give me the height including the smokestack, but the 35 is going to give me just the height of the building. And then I subtract to find the height of the smokestack. So this is my adjacent, and these are my opposite. So I'm going to do x first. So I'm going to go tan of 53 equals x over 200. And then I'm going to write 200 tan 53 equals x. 200 tan 53 gives me 265.4, and I believe it is feet, equals x. Now I'm going to find y. So instead of tan 53, I'm going to go tan 35. I'm going to use this inside one. Equals y over 200. So I'm going to put 200 tan 35 in my calculator. And I get 140.042 feet equals y. And then I'm just going to subtract. I'm going to go 265.4 minus 140.04 is what I'm going to put. I don't need that 2 at the end. So just this minus this. And I get 125.4 is the height of my smokestack. Okay. So my next one looks really similar. I'm actually going to skip that one to save time, and I'm going to go down to number 5. From the foot of the building, which is 150 meters from a tree, I have to look upwards at an angle of 22 degrees to sight the top of the tree. From the top of the building, I have to look down at an angle of depression of 50 degrees to look at the top of the tree. And we want to know how tall the building is and how tall the tree is. So here's my building. And here's my tree. Okay? So it says from the foot of the building, which is 150 meters away, to look upward at the tree, I sighted at 22 degrees. Okay? Now from the top of the building, I have to look down. So I'm looking down at the tree. Okay? At a depression of 50 degrees. Okay, this is still 150 away, even if I'm at the top of the building versus at the bottom. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find the height of the tree. That's pretty straightforward. We've done stuff like this before. This is the adjacent, this is the opposite. We go tan of 22 equals opposite x over adjacent 150. 150 tan 22 equals x. Put that in my calculator. 150 tan 22 gives me, the tree is approximately 60.6 meters. Okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to find this height right here. I'm going to call it y. The only difference is this is just how much taller the building is than the tree. So when I'm done, I'm going to have to add it to the tree. So I'm going to go, this is my opposite, this is my adjacent. I'm going to go tan of 50 equals y over 150. And so I'm going to go 150 tan 50 equals y. So I put that in my calculator. 150 tan 50 gives me 178.76 equals y. And now I'm just going to add these two together to get the height of my building. So my tree, I can answer my tree is 60.6 meters. But my building is 178.76 plus 60.6. And my building is 239.36 meters. And I did that by going 178.76 plus 60.6 gives me 239.36 meters. That's my building height. That's my tree height. Okay. And I'm skipping number 4 right now for time-wise, and you can do the back for homework.